Now, I'm very happy to have the honor of introducing our dear friends from at the Rotbeck School, who was very much responsible for the fact that the Rotbeck School has been so positive to us, I believe. Yoel Nesson, who was here 10 years, our boss, as the head of the special programs. And he loves us, and we love him, and every graduation ceremony we bring him to give us the Divrei Torah. And this time too, he was very happy to come. He did teach you with the Zoom, as did the Tanya Notarius. And so, please, Yoel Nesson, I have the honor to invite you here.
I have the privilege every year of speaking to the graduating class. I'm interested to know, by the way, how are you going to get back to your countries? That's another story. And for me, it's always a pleasure, as having been one who brought this program here and supported it for the years that I served here at the Rothberg School. And it's always, for me, a very, very, very big privilege and pleasure to be here. About leadership. We are reading in the same parasha that we read last Shabbat in the synagogue, of the death of 2 out of the 3 most important people who took the Israelites out of Egypt. Miriam dies, and Aaron dies. Moshe's still around. But we already have a hint about what's going to happen to him, because he didn't speak to the rock. He hit the rock, and God says, "You're not going in. You're not going to be able to lead the people into Israel." So we already have this hint. We are in the last year of a 40-year journey. 2 out of the 3 central people are now dead. Boy, you don't think that shook up Bnei Israel? What happens with Aaron? Aaron is told by Hashem, by God, to take Elazar ben Aaron HaKohen, his son, up to the mountain with him. And there Aaron took off his clothes, put them on his son, anointed him, all according to God's plan. All according to what God told Aaron to do. And they stood before Kol Ha'edah. They stood before the entire congregation of the people of Israel. And the people of Israel watched this. So they knew that even though Aaron was gone, there was a successor. They witnessed it. They saw it. It's not England. It had to be appointed. It was not by right. The right was in God's hands. With Miriam, we don't have a replacement. We don't. She was a high counselor. She was there at Moshe and Aaron's side all of the time. There as counsel. We don't have a replacement for her. The only replacement that we have right now is for Aaron. And then, just a few chapters later, Not all that long. I'm not talking about the whole last book of the Torah, which is just one long speech. But not that long after, Moshe then is told to go up to a different mountain and take with him Yoshua and stand before Kol Ha'idah, so that the people know that there is a continuation, there's a continuity, that Yoshua is commanded by God to take over. There is a saying that we have in Kohelet, Dor holech v'dor ba, v'ha'aretz le'olam omedet. Generations die, generations come. Everything remains the same. The world will always exist. Now let's look at you. You all here are the sons and daughters of Aaron. You all here are those who will take over from Moshe. You all here, by virtue of being here, by virtue of studying here, by virtue of working on the translations that you are working on, are the new generation. Dor holech v'dor ba. You are that new generation of leaders who will be able to inspire others, just as Elazar did, and just as Yehoshua did. V'ha'aretz le'olam omedet. You will continue to work le'olam. And when it comes time for you to pass on your mantle to a younger generation, to a generation more sophisticated, and we see it happening all the time. Look at Corona. Look at how much sophistication that came out of that in terms of technology. So just look at yourselves now. Feel yourselves in that leadership role. Because that is your commandment. That is your work, and the work is holy work. This is what you were told to do. Not by your parents, but by a higher spirit that says, this is something that's important. This is something that has to continue until the entire Tanakh is available to everyone in the world, speaking any language they speak. I wish you much success in your work. I praise you for your work, and I congratulate you on finishing this study period. Thank you.